Hi, my name's Tyler Ellery, and today we're going to be running through how to read your quarterly review report. So let's jump in. The first page, the portfolio summary, provides you with a bit of a snapshot as to what's happened in your different portfolios over the report period. The dates of your report will always run for 12 months unless you've opened or closed an account during the period, in which case the figures will reflect the time that you held that account open for. Looking at the items on the left here, we first have the portfolio opening balance, which is pretty self-explanatory. We then have the net contributions, which is simply the money going into your account, less anything that's come out. Money going into your account includes things like cash deposits, superannuation contributions, and any other funds going into the account. Money coming out of the account includes things like pension payments, withdrawals, insurance premiums, and contributions tax. Next, we have the total fees paid over the 12 months, and this includes the administration fees and the capital partners fees. There's also a line for the taxes paid in the accounts, net of any tax credits, and these credits include things like franking credits, for example. Next, we have the distributions reinvested, which is simply the total amount of distributions paid by your investments into the cash account of your portfolios. So say you get paid a quarterly dividend or a distribution into your account from one of your funds over the reporting period. That payment will show up here in this line. The next line, growth, is any change in the capital value of your investments over the reporting period. The portfolio closing balance, again, is pretty self-explanatory. Total income is very similar to the distributions reinvested. However, rather than being the distributions paid into your cash account, it's concerned with the distributions that were actually declared over that period. For example, if you had a distribution that was announced on the 29th of March, but not paid until the 3rd of April, it wouldn't show up in the distributions reinvested, but it would show up here in total income because we know the money's coming. Finally, you have the performance return, and that takes into account all of these factors to arrive at a return figure. Next, we have the portfolio valuation page. This gives you a bit of an idea as to what each portfolio holds investment-wise, how much it holds, as well as the return of those individual investments. It's got a fund-by-fund breakdown of the return and then the total return for each portfolio as well. Now, the total return is slightly different to the line-by-line return, as it also takes into account the fees charged on that account. So it is effectively a net amount. Next, we have the portfolio progress report, which gives you a bit of an idea on how your investments are tracking over time, taking into account different market events, contributions, and withdrawals that you might make over the reporting period. The next page is the asset allocation summary, and it provides you with a bit of a breakdown as to the total growth and defensive assets in your portfolio, as you can see here on the left. On the right, we lift the bonnet further to give you a breakdown as to how much money is invested in the different asset types. For example, we've got domestic shares here and international fixed interest here. Next, we have the investment fund performance. This page looks to provide you with a bit of an unfiltered view as to the performance of your investments over different time frames. The final two pages of the report, indicative share portfolio and indicative fixed interest portfolio, provide you with a bit of an illustration as to where the different investments of your portfolios are held. So these illustrations provide you with a high-level overview of your global component of your investments, and they demonstrate that you're well diversified and invested in a number of countries all around the world. This applies to the share component as well as the fixed interest portion as well. If you do have any questions about reading or understanding your report, please get in contact with us. Thanks a lot.